What's going on, guys? Sergeant Merrill here, and for your viewing pleasure, I have some of the stream from last Wednesday. We played some Red Orchestra 2, and I thought this would be kind of a perfect backdrop for today's discussion. But first, let me catch you up a little bit, in case you're not a fan of this game, which you really should be. If you don't know, Rising Storm is the critically acclaimed expansion for Red Orchestra 2. And I say critically acclaimed because it's one of the best expansions for any game that I've ever seen. If you've been with my channel for a while, you know I absolutely love this game, this entire series. You just can't beat the ballistics and the authenticity offered by the gunplay in this game. It's always been a huge request every time I go to play something, because if you're a fan of firearms, if you're a fan of firearms in games, you just got to gravitate toward a developer like this that gives them so much justice. And what a weird word to use when you're talking about firearms in a game, right? Justice. Like, how does a developer give a firearm justice in a game? And if you fired one of these weapons in real life and you go to fire that weapon in Red Orchestra 2, you know what I'm talking about. If you fired the Mosin Nagant in real life and you go to fire it in the game, you're like, wow, that seems like it should. It feels right. And I feel the need to bring that up for people who don't understand it or don't currently know because they haven't played this game, because it's a huge part of what makes me so exciting for Rising Storm 2. Rising Storm took the same time period of World War II, just in the perspective of the Japanese and American soldiers over in the Pacific, which is awesome, but it's still the same time period of firearms, still the same generation of firearms. There's a few standouts, right, like the BAR, which kind of had some really awesome, unique gameplay to it on its own. But as a whole, the same time period of firearms. Well, now we're talking about Rising Storm 2, which is moving into Vietnam, which is a whole new generation of firearms. We're talking about the M16A1, guys, the beginning of the AR-15 platform. Like, that is going to change everything as far as gameplay. And I'm really excited to see if they can bring that same justice, that same authenticity that we see up until this point into the Vietnam era. It's going to be awesome if they can do it. Now, one of the biggest questions that I keep getting asked by everybody, because apparently people think I'm an expert on the subject, which I'm not. I know the same information you do, is when is this thing going to get released? And right now, there is no release date, right? So they did this huge announcement. They got everybody's whistles wet, got everybody excited for it, but they have no idea when they're going to release it, or at least they're not telling us. So don't go Google, the release date, because nobody knows just yet, unless this is a severely outdated video, in which they might have announced it by then. But I can tell you, if you follow me on Twitter, if you follow me here on YouTube, you guys will be the first to know, because I'm hard scoping this topic right now. And I definitely want this to be a source of discussion. Let me know what you guys think of Rising Storm 2. But first, I have some information for you. Check down in the description. I'm going to have a link there for you guys to check out the announcement trailer, as well as any other tidbits of information that I may find. And let me know in the comment section what you think of Red Orchestra 2, because not all of my people who play or who watch this channel have played this game. So let me know, if you haven't heard of it before, what do you think of this game and the concept? If you are a veteran of this game, what do you think about Rising Storm 2? What are you so much excited for? And what are you a little nervous about as far as some of the weapons you might see and some of the tactics that we might see from the Vietnamese soldiers? Woof, that could get brutal. I mean, just think about it. Tripwire has stayed true to the advantages of the militaries in their situations. When you play Rising Storm, you don't have the advanced weaponry necessarily that the American soldiers do when you play the Japanese, but you get all these extra benefits, like you get to bunzai and you can take more damage, and you got the squad leaders with the swords and stuff, the samurai swords, and it's just, you get really cool tactics. You can put little booby traps on the ground. What are they going to offer the Vietnamese soldiers? Like, I wonder if they're going to give you the ability to hide, right? Like, a lot better than the American soldiers, or if a lot of the situations are going to involve you kind of camping out in some really strategical areas, and the American soldiers just have to move through it, right? So, I mean, there's a lot of scenarios that are just boiling in my head, and I'm sure they're boiling in yours, and I want you to be vocal about it and let me know what you think would make for kind of great gameplay in Rising Storm 2 Vietnam. That's all I got for this video, guys. Be sure to check out the streams. They happen every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. There should be a link below for that. That's all I have for this video, guys. This is Sergeant Merrill, out here.